Hey everybody, I'm Paul Kirby, otherwise known as the Electric Van Man, and I'm here at Henley Ford to understand more about the E-Transit Custom. So Ford have sold some 130,000 of these vehicles over the last 3 years, making it the #1 bestseller in Great Britain for 2 of those 3 years. Now let's go and find out how this one compares. So whether you're a chippy, a sparky, a plumber or a brickie, your van has to do a job for you. So that's why I always like to start with, is it practical? Because butcher, baker or candlestick maker, gotta get the job done. The great news is, once at the back of the van, you are treated to the same spatial delights as every other model in the range. There's a nice button there to help you open the vehicle seamlessly. The doors fix in place without the need for the usual check straps because the door has been made with robust hinges. Fabulous. But this vehicle doesn't quite give us the full beans. So what I mean by that is that we've got this big bulkhead halfway down the cab space. Well, that's because this one is a double cabin van. Now that means that you've got an extra row of seats behind the driver and passenger seats up front. So whilst we're here at the back, it's great to note that we have got some really strong LED lights, providing plenty of light here at the back. We've also got this unique to Ford inverter, 2,300 watts or 2.3 kilowatts, allowing you to charge your batteries for your tools if you've upgraded to cordless. But even if you're using corded tools, you're still able to use this vehicle directly as a power source. So while we're here, let's cover off the standard statistics for the panel van. So up to 6.8 cubic meters for the longer version of this vehicle, and over 3 meters in terms of load length for the same. But of course, all the variants will allow you to put your 8x4 boards in along the floor. So that's great news. But how much weight? Because isn't that a compromise? Because it's electric, the weight of the batteries? No, up to 1,100 kilos payload available on this very model. So we've got some really cool features at the back. We've got keyless entry and a real easy touch open. We've got a reversing camera to give a really clear view of when we're reversing up. And of course, a blue flash, everybody. Everybody needs a blue flash, right? So hopefully you've decided if this is a van that is practical for the job that you do. So what about the electric credentials then? How big is the battery? How far does it go? And how quickly does it charge? Well, the great news is it's got a 65 kilowatt hour battery, and that will take you up to around 206 miles. It will vary depending on your use and the time of year that you're using it and how much weight you've got in the back. So it's important to know how quickly will it charge. Well, helpfully it has an impressive 125 kilowatt DC charger, which will give you a real boost from 15 to 80% in around 40 to 45 minutes. Or a short boost of around 25 miles in 5 to 10 minutes, because this vehicle is optimized for that early charge response. Overnight, you've got an 11 kilowatt AC charger, and that will charge the vehicle fully in 7.8 hours. So before we move away from the front here, it would be rude of me to not comment on the lovely looks of our impressive vehicle. Of course, the grille can be completely different to the diesel version because it doesn't need to take air through it. So you've got this sort of hexagonal look going on. There is also a lovely light bar, and I tend to really like that. And of course, the LED functionality really set this vehicle off. The daytime running lights being something very notable coming up behind you, if that was the case. Oh, one other thing. Parking sensors at the front, helping you park without using the bumper. So you're probably wondering, Paul, why are you on the wrong side of the vehicle? Well, because we've got a left-hand drive vehicle here today. But we know that you spend a lot of time in the cab, so we want to see the transformation behind the wheel. Helpfully, we've got keyless entry, so we don't actually need to put the key in to get in the vehicle. So the first thing you notice as you open the door is a huge amount of storage. You can put your 2-litre Coke bottles, your thermal flasks, and plenty of storage at 3 different levels. This is well thought out and with the driver in mind. So once behind the wheel of the Ford E-Transit Custom, you immediately get a sense that is a well thought through, well executed area. There seems to be endless space here at the front. Now that's because we've removed any of the gear sticks and switch gear that was here both on the E-Transit and also the existing Transit Custom. We've just got a lovely little cup holder there to go with our couple of cup holders up there. So back in 2019, I was in the Ford Dunstan engineering department where they do all their innovation and development using customer feedback. And customers said that they would like a steering wheel that would adjust to become a desk or a lunch table, whatever that would be. And now, for a small optional cost, you can add that feature to this vehicle. Sadly, I don't get to play with it today, but it is a really cool function. The good news is we've got all the usual functionality on the steering wheel that you would hope, so that you don't ever need to take away your hands from the steering wheel. And the dash is laid out really nice around me so that I can see everything and I can reach everything that I need to touch, whether it's to switch my drive modes, to add or take away driver assistance, to set speed limits, to set cruise control, all of it at the touch of a finger. So there's a lot going on inside this cab, and one of the things that you always worry about is that third seat, this middle seat here, which is the unlucky seat in many cases, but no longer. Because the gears have been moved up there to beside the steering wheel, you've just got more space. They've put the chargers down there, the USB and USB-C, and also we've got a great glove box here which goes all the way in, and that's because they've moved the airbag up into the roof, so giving you lots and lots of storage for paperwork, for valuables, for things that are important. It can all be tucked away safely. So all the information I need is on my screen. So I've got a nice screen centrally showing me percentage of charge, what gear I'm in, and other helpful information. And then if I want to get into any detail, then I've got settings for the vehicle, and then I've got features that I can adjust, drive modes that I can select, and I've got a great selection of drive modes from normal, it's standard, to eco. I can even get all the power I need in sport. If it's snowy, and I've driven the E-Transit in the snowy mode, and it is brilliant. It allows you to get away without actually wheel spinning. And of course, we've got towing and hauling option as well, which will undoubtedly enable you to pull away effectively no matter what load that you're carrying on the back. So if we were to take this vehicle out on the road, it's good to know that we have got a number of range enhancing features. So you can precondition this vehicle in the winter, so setting the temperature for the cab area when you depart, and also doing the same in the summer too, to keep you cool. So you don't need to use the energy to create the right environment once you're out on the road. It does it all for you before you get there. Also, the heat comes from the traction battery now, so you don't have to use the vehicle power to give you heat. So these are all features that will enhance and extend the range that you get from the vehicle. You can also set eco mode. You can set different modes that enable you to maximize that range opportunity, even reducing the amount of acceleration that's available with the acceleration control option at just £50. No doubt, paying you back many times over. So that has been a whistle-stop tour of the Ford E-Transit Custom. Is this a vehicle that is practical for you? 6.8 cubic meters, 1,100 kilos of payload, 2,300 kilos of towing. It's a very practical and capable vehicle. The question that many ask is, will it go far enough? Is 200 miles good enough for you? Is the charging speed quick enough? You can charge it at home overnight. You can also charge it at your depot overnight, very quickly and very cheaply. The cost of maintenance is brilliant because you're only maintaining this vehicle every 2 years. There is no requirement relating to mileage. So if you do 50,000 miles in 2 years, you still just service it every 2 years. This is a cost-effective option when you consider all the numbers together. It's a practical option because there's minimal compromise over the diesel version. So, what is next? So what's next? Electric. That's what's next. By 2035, every vehicle sold will be electric and zero emission. The helpful thing is that there's £5,000 on the table at May 2024 to help you with your purchase of an electric vehicle. So all that's left to do is to get in touch with the team at Hendy Ford Transit Centres and find out what the colour of yours will be. Have a great day, everybody.